Ravaged by drought and dark secrets, a princess awakens storm-wielding powers from a forbidden meteorite, only to become a target of ancient forces hungry for her magic. Allied with a cursed prince whose shadows whisper betrayal, she must unravel her father's lies and confront a sorcerer resurrecting through their bloodlines before her lightning destroys everything she loves. But the line between savior and monster blurs as the meteorite's hunger grows. And the storm inside her refuses to be tamed. The sun hung like a molten coin over Zamunda, its heat cracking the earth into jagged wounds. Princess Adis, age 6, pressed her feverish face against the palace window, watching villagers kneel in the dust. They prayed to the ancestors for rain, but the sky stayed barren. Her father, King Jabari, paced the throne room, his lion head crown slipping low over his brow. "The wells are dry," growled General Chibis, his armor streaked with ash. "Even the elephants flee." The people whispered that the gods punish us for your pride. Jabari's jaw tightened. He knew the unspoken accusation, his refusal to remarry after Queen Nola's death in childbirth. No heir but a sickly girl. No rain. No hope. Third, Adis collapsed, her tiny body seizing. The healers rushed in, but their herbs failed. Jabari cradled her, her skin burning like embers. "Fetch the Onyozi," he ordered. The room froze. The Onyozi, a star meteorite buried beneath the palace, was forbidden. Legend claimed it gave life and madness. That night, Adis' fever dreams twisted into nightmares. Her mother, Queen Nola, stood in a rain-soaked field, her white gown stained with blood. "The stone's heart beats for you, child," Nola whispered, her voice echoing like distant thunder. "But it will cost you everything." Adis woke screaming, her scars pulsing violet. A servant girl fled the room, spreading rumors that the princess was possessed by her dead mother's spirit. By dawn, the palace buzzed with fear. Midnight. Jabari descended into the catacombs, Adis limp in his arms. The walls whispered in a language older than Zamunda. Ahead, the Onyozi paused in its stone cradle, veins of violet light rippling across its surface. "You defy the covenant, son of lions," the meteorite hummed. Jabari ignored it. He sliced his palm, letting blood drip onto the stone. "By my lineage, I claim your power. Heal her." The Onyozi exploded with light. Adis screamed as iridescent scars, like lightning frozen mid-strike, snaked across her skin. When the light faded, her fever broke. But her eyes, they glowed storm gray. "What have you done?" gasped General Chibis, who'd followed in secret. Jabari drew his dagger. "Speak of this, and your son dies in his sleep." Chibis cornered Jabari in the throne room at dawn. "You've doomed us all," he snarled, blade in hand. Jabari disarmed him with a twist, pinning him to the wall. "You think I don't know about your pact with the northern warlords?" Jabari hissed. "They'll skin you alive when they learn you failed to steal the Onyozi." Unseen, Chibis' son, Kofi, Adis' loyal guard, listened from the shadows, fists clenched. 10 years later, Adis stood at the palace gates, now a girl of 16 with wild curls and scars that shimmered when she frowned. The drought had returned, worse than before. Villagers glared as she passed, clutching amulets against her curse. "Ignore them," said Kofi, his voice tight. "They don't understand your gifts." But Adis didn't understand them either. Her powers erupted unpredictably, shattering mirrors, summoning winds that tore roofs from huts. Tonight, as she practiced in the forest, a storm brewed in her chest. Lightning licked her fingertips. Crack, a bolt struck a mango tree, splitting it in half. Behind it stood a shepherd boy, his chest charred black. Murderer! Screamed his mother, emerging from the smoke. The crowd surged. Adis fled, Kofi holding them back with his spear. Back in her chambers, Adis pressed her palms to the palace walls. They hummed with the Onyozi's energy. Voices flooded her mind. The hyena king rises. The sun must die. She followed the whispers to a hidden mirror, a hyena-eyed king devouring the sun, his shadow stretching over Zamunda. The same symbol glowed faintly on her wrist, a mark she'd never noticed before. Adis hid in the library, trembling. Footsteps echoed, "Princess." It was Fatima, her nursemaid. "Come, child. I'll take you to safety." But Fatima led her not to the royal tunnels, to the river. "Forgive me," Fatima whispered, tears in her eyes. "The kingdom will never thrive with you alive." She shoved Adis into the water. Adis thrashed, the current dragging her under. Panic ignited her scars. The river boiled, and Fatima's scream was cut short as lightning turned her to bone and ash. That night, the charred shepherd boy haunted Adis' dreams. His ghost materialized in her chambers, skin peeling like burnt parchment. "The storm is not yours to command," he hissed, clawing at her scars. She woke to Kofi shaking her sheet stained with blood. "Shadow-eyed men," she rasped. "They are coming." Adis fled into the forest at dawn, her wrist burning. She stumbled upon a ritual site. Hyena pelts hung from trees, blood pooling around an altar carved with the mural symbol. When she touched it, a hyena's shadow branded her skin. The mark seared, pulling her deeper into the woods. Exhausted, Adis collapsed by a riverbank. A figure emerged from the mist, an ancient woman with milky eyes and a staff of twisted iron. "You reek of the Onyozi, child," the seer croaked. "Your father's life festers in your veins. The storm comes, and it hungers for you." The seer pressed a withered hand to Adis' chest. Her scars blazed, and for a heartbeat, she saw it, a cyclone of shadows, devouring the sun. At its center stood a man with hyena eyes. "Run," the seer hissed. "They know you have the stone's heart." Adis fled, branches tearing her skin. Distant howls pierced the night's impact. A stranger tackled her, his dagger at her throat. His eyes gleamed like polished obsidian. "You're stronger than you look," Prince Kwame murmured, blood dripping from a gash on his temple. "But not strong enough." Behind them, the howls grew louder. Kwame's dagger trembled as shadows coiled around his arms, not his own. "They are here," he said. "And they'll rip the magic from your bones." As the wraiths closed in, their combined powers sparked a rift in the air. Through it, Adis glimpsed her father chained in a shadowy throne room, the sorcerer's voice echoing, "You cannot outrun the storm, little lion." Kwame yanked her back, his face grim. "Your father is already dead. What you saw was his corpse. And my future." Lumina's story isn't over, it's a seed waiting to grow. But seeds need light. And you are the light. Nurture it. Or let the world stay dark. Subscribe now. Let these roots weave you into our story, or fade into the silence. This flame, it's yours now. Smash like, feed the fire, let it roar. Or let it die in the dark. Ring the bell. Or get lost when the next storm hits. Princess Adis, crackling with storm magic, and Prince Kwame, cloaked in shadows, flee hyena-eyed wraiths and a cult hungry to merge their cursed meteorite powers. Their scars, twin marks from their father's fatal mistakes, bind them. Betrayal simmers, Adi's kingdom burns, Kwame's veins blacken with a deadly curse. Ambushed by a sorcerer wearing her father's corpse like a puppet, they are cornered in a cave where a skeletal queen warns of annihilation. As the cult army closes in, Kwame collapses, shadows consuming him. "Kill me," he gasps. Adis grips her lightning, but does she strike her ally or the cult's grinning king, sacrifice him or doom both kingdoms? Adis' choice ignites next.